entertaining the crowd. Start the fourth. Al Michaels with Kirk Herbstreit, Kaylee Hartung, Reese Hall picking up what should be a first down.
His grand finale might have been better than anything we've seen so far tonight. I don't know how old that kid was, but he crushed it.
You're telling me he's, what, 13 we hear?
Oh, is that what it is? Okay. He's been practicing.
Oh, yeah. So the Jets had a lot of opportunities, but have not been able to cash in. Both teams scoreless in the third after a 51-point first half. That pass is caught, a little short of the first down. Garrett Wilson makes the catch. Denzel Ward with the tackle.
It's our next gen stats powered by AWS. Myles Garrett, the reason you're seeing Trevor Siemian get the ball out fast is because of 95. Whether it's against the run or the pass, they're getting penetration and getting after this quarterback to the outside, to the inside. Look at this, 1.91 seconds time to pressure as a team. That's the third fastest average as a team the entire year.
Tells you about that. Tells you about the Jets' offensive line, too.
Yes, it does.
Second down and 1 from the 34-yard line. And no play. And a false start.
False start. Offense number 77. 5-yard penalty. Second down.
Well, Mekhi Becton, I don't know. Here's a guy, you know, they have such high hopes for him. Number 1 draft pick out of Louisville, fourth year, but, you know, tons of penalties, tons of sacks allowed.
Yeah, and I think anybody knew coming in tonight, that was the biggest question, is what's Nathaniel Hackett going to do to even the playing field with the tackles that he has, especially with Becton on that left side matched up against Myles Garrett.
So second down and 6. Siemian just throws that one into the ground. Too much pressure. Nobody was open. 3rd and 6 forthcoming.
The thing that is really, I think, it's impressive for this Browns defense is their defensive line is so good for Jim Schwartz, and he believes in turning them loose. Give them freedom to be able to get creative, and I think because of that, they've been able to overcome some injuries on the back end, especially at safety.
Third and 6. And that pass is almost picked off, but it's 4th down now. Martin Emerson had it in his hands, dropped it. He has 4 interceptions this season, 4 7/8.
And I think the reaction from Garrett Wilson, he wants PI. Watching the inside, Newsome, number 0, right there. I'm just surprised that we didn't see a call on that play right there to give them the first down. I don't know how that's not PI.
So 4th down, Jets 13.5 to go, and they'll go for it. They need 6. Play clock at 0. Did they get it away?
Before the ball was snapped, delay of game, offense.
They did not.
That's a 5-yard penalty. Still 4th down.
And now you got a 4th and 11. And so Salah is going to send in the punt team.
Yeah, that play didn't get in till late. I think they were trying to get the right call there on 4th down. And by the time they broke the huddle, they were down around 5 seconds.
Some more stats. Fairly busy night. Will continue with his 5th punt. Crochet back for the Browns. Calls for the fair catch. Makes it at the 9-yard line. 13:29 to go in the 4th. The Browns trying to clinch a spot in postseason. Up by 17.
Dorian Thompson-Robinson is going to be P.J. Walker. You got injuries on the defense. You lose both your starting tackles. And they just keep finding ways to win games. And then Flacco comes over and gives them a huge spark. At 7-5, they've won 3 in a row, about to be 4 in a row.
And the ball comes out, but the whistle had blown. So they're going to call him down by contact after a gain of 4. It'll be 2nd down and 6.
See if that ball came out before he. Yeah, ball's out.
Oh, yeah.
Ball is out.
Sure. And then what about the recovery here?
Jets.
So you got Quincy Williams with the pop to force it out. And then Jermaine Johnson, who scored a touchdown before on the interception. And now you're certainly going to get, if that call was he was down by contact, challenge for sure, or they'll even reverse it if Kemp gets the call from upstairs.
After discussion, the ruling on the field is a fumble recovered by the defense.
Okay, there you go. So originally they were calling it down. Now it's clearly, without question, a fumble recovered by the defense.
Well, it's a good job of getting the call right. Jets get great field position. This Jets defense once again finding a way to try to help find a way to get back into a game and win a football game. They already had an interception for a touchdown with Jermaine Johnson. Now they give Trevor Siemian in this offense the ball at the Browns' 35-yard line.
You know, the whistle is blown. Otherwise, they could have had after the recovery a possible touchdown by Jermaine Johnson, who took the ball into the end zone.
Right.
Which would have been his second of the night.
Right.
Coulda, woulda, shoulda. Instead, they have the ball at the 35-yard line, first down. Siemian. That one may have been tipped, but it is complete.
Shelby Harris looked like he may have got his hand up there. We already saw him block a field goal attempt, and this time it looks like he got his hand up there, but still the ball had enough on it to get out to the receiver.
Wilson. Harris. Hands up.
Good job of sitting right there in that zone coverage there by Garrett Wilson.
2nd and 4 after a gain of 6. They send 5. Pass incomplete to the 20-yard line. Intended for Gibson. The coverage that time by Emerson. 3rd and 4.
Well, they can't go to Wilson every time. We've seen Conklin get some opportunities, Brownlee, and now you trying to get it to Gibson, who has great quickness. Tries to set him up to the outside. Ball's thrown a little bit behind, and it allows the length of Emerson at 6'2", 201 to be able to get in there and knock it out of there.
3rd down and 4. Rush 4. Pass caught and close to a first down goes Tyler Conklin. He's right there, and they're going to mark it a little bit short. So you've got another 4th down coming up. Taki making the tackle.
Yeah, once again you see the change up from Jim Schwartz there with that coverage.
And they're going no huddle, come right to the line. The sneak, and no, it doesn't look like he got it. Jordan Elliott, 96, is right there. So the Jets have had so many opportunities, and again come up with 0.
Just a microcosm of their season, really, for this offense. Plenty of opportunities. I mean, you go hurry up, you try to catch this defensive line napping, you try to get off the ball quick, and instead look at direction. This line of scrimmage, it goes backwards. Good job of penetrating there by Jordan Elliott.
Yep, trying to catch him. Didn't want him to make any substitution. Run a sneak, no good. Blow another opportunity with 10:53 left in the 4th. And then if one picture will sum up the season, that's it.
Says it all.
That picture helps to sum up the Cleveland season. That's another picture that, you know, what can I tell you? Team that's 6-9, such high hopes on opening night. All crazy things. Rodgers gets hurt. They still won the game.
Right.
Beat Buffalo in overtime. They're looking at the play again upstairs, but we didn't see anything that would indicate he picked up the first. But what do we know?
The highest scoring first half in 4 seasons.
Right.
And 0 points in the second half. They might be
After
looking
review,
at.
The runner did not make the line to gain. However,
Defense 12
there
guys.
were 12 men on the field on defense.
Whoa.
That's a 5-yard penalty, and it's enough to give New York a first down.
Whoa.
So as they were hurrying to try to get the ball snapped, the Browns are trying to get off the field, and it ends up costing them. They make a great play. It looks like Zadarius Smith that was trying to get off the field there.
It was. So they still have some life. Browns having a tough time salting this one away. You know, it looks like it be an all-time rout to begin with. You know, I mean, 17 is still a wide margin, but Simeon, deep drop throws, caught. Gibson stuffed before he gets back to the line of scrimmage. Tackle made there by D'Anthony Bell. It'll be 2nd down and 12.
Bell is really comfortable coming down near the line of scrimmage. 2nd-year player out of West Florida. Played zone that time, just kept the ball in front of him, chased it down.
Got an injured Jet who's down right now. Meanwhile, we'll take a look at the remaining schedules now in the North. So you've got Cleveland with that 1 game left. You go to Cincinnati, and you've got Baltimore with 2 games left, with Miami and Pittsburgh both in Maryland.
It is remarkable to think about what we talked about earlier. This team is 10-5 on the verge of clinching, going 11-5 with everything they've dealt with.
So you've got Xavier Newman, right guard. He comes off, and the Jets now will go up to the line of scrimmage with a 2nd down and 12. And taking Newman into the tent. Billy Turner, been around a long time with a lot of teams, is in there. Flag thrown, stopping the play.
Ball start, offense number 66. A 5-yard penalty, still 2nd down.
It's the center, that's Joe Tippmann, rookie out of Wisconsin.
Really like what he's done stepping in for Connor McGovern. You know, there have been a few silver linings to some of these injuries that they've dealt with, and one of them has been Joe Tippmann. Like I said, he is a rookie and he's had to learn on the fly this year.
That little head turn,
yeah,
calling that a lot.
Yep.
So 2nd down 17 now. Simeon throws over the middle. Can he get away? Hole. He cannot. Tackled at about the 25-yard line by Sione Takitaki. 3rd and 16.
Imagine being a quarterback, Trevor Simeon, when the average rush is 1.91 seconds. And you got Myles Garrett in the backfield almost every snap. And you're Nathaniel Hackett and you're trying to call the plays. That is a tough ask for any quarterback or any offensive coordinator.
And now he's got to come up with something that gets not all of 15. It's 4th down territory, but most of it anyway. Simeon starts to take off, gets tripped from behind by Alex Wright. And that'll make it 4th down and 15.
And they move Zadarius Smith inside here next to Myles Garrett, so you're going to get a chance to get a one-on-one matchup with Alex Wright. And this guy is coming on. He really is. You think about 3 outstanding pass rushers. They have that on the edge with 91 now in his 2nd year out of UAB. Great quickness and length.
His 4th sack of the season. Here's a 44-yard attempt by Zerline, whose last kick was blocked after he took a divot on the kick. Flacco, play action. Flacco throws. It's incomplete. So Joe had 296 passing yards in the first half and 7 in the second half.
And on that throw right there, you know, they get aggressive. They go play action, which he loves. He's got his rhythm, and that time he just airmails Kareem Hunt. Went right over top of him there. So, you know, I think with Kevin Stefanski, he's looking at, you know, you don't want to just run and work the clock. You're up by a couple touchdowns. Still wants to stay aggressive and still wants to get back into that rhythm that they had going in that first half. But keep in mind, Elijah Moore goes down with that injury. Amari Cooper not out there. This offense has not been the same without Elijah Moore.
Run a draw. They stuffed that one at the line of scrimmage. Hunt stopped there by Jermaine Johnson. So 3rd and 10. 8.5 to go in the 4th.
David Njoku had that big first half, and haven't heard much from him lately. He's got 5 receptions, 128 yards. Like I said, all that coming in the first half. I wouldn't be surprised here with these younger receivers if they try to find a way to get him matched up and he can win. He's off to the right, flexed out just a bit of Joe Flacco.
He had 113 receiving yards in the first quarter alone tonight. Flacco throws, cutting across, making the grab. You called it Njoku, but right there for the coverage was Tony Adams. I mean, he had such a great first quarter. I think he went over to the bench, and Amari Cooper said, "Hey, slow down, man. I set the record for the team last week, 265. Let me have it a little bit more than a week."
Yeah, and that time the Jets anticipating that potential shot that he might take that. So Adams just in really good position in man coverage to give up the reception, but make the tackle so they get the ball back. Good job with the 3 and out there by that Jets defense.
Again, Matt Hawk. Xavier Gibson sets up at his own 20-yard line. It's Hall who gets stuffed behind the line of scrimmage. Look at that again. Owusu Koromoa right there. Taking him down for a loss of 4.
They just keep coming after him, keep doing a good job of creating that pressure.
Well,
he doesn't know what to think of that banging that's coming up.
You've heard it 3 in the booth?
Yeah, there you go.
What do you think?
He's got a headset.
He's got the whole thing going on here. Eating my candy corn, doing the whole thing. Dog on the loose. 2nd and 14. To the 24-yard line goes Breece Hall. Look, this is not Alpo. What are you feeding him? Milk? Oh, milk bone.
Yeah,
okay.
milk bone. There you go.
You know, I wasn't the dog guy until you showed up with this guy.
I know. He won you over.
Totally. I smell kidnapping.
Didn't give the defense a chance to match up. Re-snap the ball.
So they're going to re-snap it now because they snapped it too early. Didn't give the defense a chance to get set. 3rd down and 9 now. 6-13. Jets from their own 24-yard line. That pass is caught. Hall. And again, he gets done in by the grass. So 4th down.
Yeah, they did a really good job, though, with those linebackers of being able to run to the football and just leverage him. Taki on one side and Owusu Koromoa on the other. There's really nowhere to go, even though he did lose his footing.
Yeah, they're kind of compelled at this point.
Yeah, got to do it.
Deep in their own territory. Still need 6. It's 4th down. You got Simeon getting away. Can he get to the marker? Very, very close. The tackle in bounds. Official comes in. Looks like they're going to spot it a little bit short of what he needs. Jeremiah Owusu-Koromoa stops him. Officials gather at that spot up at the 33-yard line. Is it a turnover on downs, or does he get it?
Oh,
close.
That is
right
very
there. Yeah,
close. Much closer than I thought.
Yeah, you see the marker right there.
It's about that knee, where that knee touched where the football was.
Gonna put it down. Gonna bring the chain gang in. And he does not get it by that much. Couple of links. Well,
that was a heck of an effort by Simeon. The way he's been pressured, knew that he had to pull it down and just try to make something out of it. And I think that knee touching right there prevents him. If he would have laid out and just went airborne, he's able to come up with that first down. But the leg ends up dragging and prevents him from being able to extend that across that first down marker. He is short.
And thus the Browns take over in Jets territory, and they can start to milk the clock here as well with a 2-touchdown advantage. Well, you know, with Benny coming in as the third guy in the booth, reminds me the first ever Monday Night Football game was played in Cleveland, the old stadium, between the Jets and the Browns in 1970 with a 3-man booth: Keith Jackson, Howard Cosell, and Don Meredith.
In the year?
Yep. And we have video of everything. You go back to 1970 and everybody said, primetime football, do you think that'll work? Is it possible? 9 o'clock Eastern time. You had Namath in the game a couple of years after the Super Bowl. Howard, this is Howard Cosell reporting from Cleveland. It was Namath.
How about the mic?
Yep, the mic. And there's Keith Jackson in the middle. Keith was there for 1 year, then went to college football. Speaking of Keith, somewhere behind the clouds is a full moon, and as Keith would say, a possum hunting moon. The great late Keith Jackson. 2nd down and 2.
I was in that era where you used to beg your parents to stay up to halftime of the Monday Night Football game. See the highlights with.
Oh yeah, Howard.
Yeah.
Well, Howard, he knew enough.
Yeah.
That he could go all the way. It was just a way to string out that whole play.
Yeah.
He would go, for 12 seconds. He could go all the way.
But that's really well done.
Yeah, thank you.
The thing is, you didn't have any highlights back then. That was your only way of watching highlights.
That's why people, loved it.
Yeah.
I'll be working the Holiday Inn Lounge tonight.
You nailed it.
You're exactly right, Kirk.
How many years you worked with?
I did baseball with him for about 8 or 9 years. Yeah.
How was that?
It was interesting. It was interesting and it was complicated. But some of the greatest stories of all time came out of that. 2nd and 7. This crowd right now, they're ready to let it loose.
We got the Joe Flacco chant going. Go, Flacco. Come a long way from driving the kids around 6 weeks ago.
1 regular season game to go in the playoffs. 3rd down. Joe Flacco's night right here. That first half was insanity.
Yeah, ends up throwing for 296 yards. Everything was going. It was really an extension from what he did last week against Houston. Just making every throw, having time. They're running the football. Here he is creating it. 6'6", 2 out there. He's going to run instead. Keeps his eyes downfield. Throws a touchdown pass to his running back, Jerome Ford. About as good of a first half as you could hope for. And they've just been holding on here in the second half offensively. It's just hard to believe to see him in that uniform. If you're an AFC North fan, you look at the Joe Flacco, you think, especially as a Browns fan, all those losses that piled up when the Ravens and Joe Flacco would beat the Browns, and here he is at 38 years old in the dog pound trying to clinch a chance for the Browns to get to the postseason.
On top of the fact that Cleveland moved to Baltimore.
Right.
So there's animus toward Baltimore to begin with.
Yep.
Hunt. Instead of 4th down, under 3 to play timeout. Hey, we want to. Mark Titleman's done a fantastic job as our producer this season. His rookie season at the helm here. Pierre Musa, terrific job. And my thanks as always. Malibu, Kelly Hayes, been with me a million years. George Hill, 1.5 million. Trish McNutt has been up here. Audrey makes us look great. Audrey Mansfield. Ray Stein takes care of a lot of other stuff for us. Wade Junko got a lot of good folks that we couldn't do it without.
Yeah, and my buddy Darren Brown, who's been helping me out for a long time, and new addition this year, Tony Graneri, who's been amazing, helping me out on Thursdays and also on Saturday nights, and Kenley Williams, kind of my right-hand guy with me everywhere we go. So yeah, you're right. Just a crew that you're blessed to be a part of.
Great group to travel with, and our pregame folks as well.
Yep.
Tons of fun. Riley Patterson now, 33-yard field goal attempt, and bangs that one through. And that'll just about cement it. 37-20 is our score. Final two action-packed game days, regular season, next Saturday on ESPN and on ABC. And then next Sunday, CBS, Fox, and NBC. Full Week 18 schedule to be announced after Sunday's games. Playoff picture in the AFC. So you got Baltimore already in, Miami's already in, KC still hasn't clinched the West yet in the driver's seat. And there's Jacksonville, same spot. Cleveland will go in after they win tonight for sure. Buffalo and Indianapolis will be in if the season stop right now. In the other conference, you've got San Francisco, you got Philadelphia in, you got Detroit's also in, Tampa, of course, in the South. That's still up for grabs. Dallas is in, the Rams close, and Seattle stayed alive by winning their last game with the other guys all in the hunt.
How great is it to see cities like Cleveland and Detroit, cities that have struggled for so long, to have opportunities with the fan bases they have to get into the postseason. And both teams, if they play up to their capabilities, could make some noise.
And neither team has been to a Super Bowl. Neither the Browns nor the Lions since the Super Bowl began back after the '66 season.
The Browns will be an interesting team. You know,
Very.
The defense is outstanding. They can always have that ability. If they can get healthy up front, they can run the football. Flacco can get hot with that play-action pass. Looks like potentially they could set up with the AFC South champion, who they just played Houston. Who knows who's going to end up winning the AFC South, with Indy and Jacksonville and Houston all fighting it out, tied there at 8-7. But the Browns are dangerous, like we talked last week when we were in LA about the Rams and the NFC.
Yep.
With Stafford and the way they're playing, they could be a tough out.
You want to be playing your best in December. The Rams certainly are. Backhanded catch grabbed here, gain of about 9 yards by Kenny DeBoer. His first catch of the night, first target of the night, second and short. So the Jets will wrap up their season in Foxborough against New England next weekend. And that's incomplete. And for the Browns, we should point out too, minus Cooper and minus Moore tonight, both guys hurt, but they do have the extra time 10 days before the next game.
Yes. Yeah, and really for the Browns, I think part of what they do against Cincinnati is going to depend on the results of the Miami-Baltimore game. You know, if Baltimore ends up winning that game, there's really no need to rest up against Cincinnati. It's almost like anybody that's ailing, you rest them up and get ready for that first round.
Right. 3rd and 2.
False start. Offense number 77. 5-yard penalty. 3rd down.
Of course, if you win the division, that's huge because you do get a home game. If you don't, I mean, Cleveland right now with Baltimore likely to win the division.
Yeah.
Cleveland would have to go on the road. But, the one time that they've made the playoffs in the last 2 decades, they went on the road. We did that game on a Sunday night in Pittsburgh, and they had a 28-0 lead at the end of the first quarter.
Yep.
Pittsburgh made a game of it late, but that was during the COVID years.
Then they went to Kansas City and competed.
They did.
Close game.
Following week, 3rd down and 7. That's caught up to the 35-yard line.